Good morning. Today we are in Bonifacio. We are spending 3 nights here and 2-ish plus days. We're kind of still deciding what we're going to do that last day since we have to drive back to Bastia. We are staying in the port at the Best Western, and really I feel like the room is really small, but for the price and being so close to such a touristy destination, I feel like it's a pretty good deal. We are walking on the cliffs up above the fort. That's why it's so windy, and it's just really windy here on the coast. So we got started early around 9 a.m. and headed up to the fort. We're here in October, so we were a little worried about the weather, if it would be sunny or cloudy or rainy, and it's very windy like I mentioned, but the sun is out and shining. So we're very excited about that, hoping to make it to the beach later in the afternoon. So right now we walked up to the fort and then went up to kind of the other viewpoints along the cliffs before it gets too hot, because there is no shade up on the cliffs. So I would recommend doing that earlier in the day. But now we are going to head up into Old Town and see what we can find. So we've walked around the Old Town Fort. There is a cool free little walking tour audio guide that you can use. They have 2 hours of free Wi-Fi, and there's, I believe, like 13 different stops. You don't have to go in any particular order necessarily. They are numbered, but you can walk along and listen to some of the history of Bonifacio. Bonifacio has a lot of history between Genoa and Pisa in Italy and Aragon, which was Spain before it was Spain. So there, you learn a lot about that history. Specifically, one point of interest is the staircase of the King of Aragon. And the legend is that it was built in one night when they were trying to take the city. And it's 187 steps, so you can walk down the steps, walk along the coastline, and then climb back up the 187 steps. It costs €5, but if you get like the 2 monument pass, it's $6.50 for the steps and also the bastion. It makes the bastion only €1.50, saving €2. We then walked out to the Maritime Cemetery, learned the really sad history about a French boat that went down in a hurricane. Everyone on the boat died. It was around 700 people, and eventually the bodies started washing up on shore here, and they were only able to identify 2, which was the captain and the co-captain. There is a nice viewpoint on the other side of the cemetery as well, out into the ocean. At that point, we were very hungry, so we came back into the Old Town and got a sandwich that was delicious. It's called the American, or American, and it is pretty much a baguette with hamburger and fries inside, and then you can pick the sauce. We picked the samurai and the Algerian sauce, and he asked because he asked which one was the most spicy, and he told us those 2, and then he said both, and we said yes, and he seemed kind of like, oh no, that's gonna be too spicy, and it was like not spicy at all. So it was good though, it had good flavor. It's also funny because he will yell out your order and be like, American, and it just feels like he's calling the Americans, like, come get your abomination sandwich that you're eating in France. But it was really good, very filling. It was only €10 for the sandwich and a drink. So I think pretty affordable in such a touristy spot. So we're gonna finish up in Old Town, go up to the viewpoint on the Bastion, and head out to a beach.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much can we both take when love is an echo? I can't hear a word.
sun did end up coming out yesterday, and we got to swim a bit at Pintarella Beach. We noticed that people were walking out along the coast, so we followed that trail and we got to the small Serapon beach, and it's beautiful. The sand is so much softer, there's no seaweed, the water is very calm. It was beautiful. We decided to come back today to the same beach because there's also the big Serapon beach, and we wanted to go check that out. It's also beautiful. It's bigger, but has a lot more waves and the water wasn't as calm. So we decided to come back to the small beach, and because it's perfect here. The sand is so soft, it's small. When we first got here, there's only like one other group of people. Now there's the three groups of people, including us. So it's not that crowded in October. To get to the small beach from Piantarella, it's about a 0.5, like half a mile walk, we'd say, because then it's like another half a mile to the big beach. You want to bring some sandals because you do have to walk across some rocks to get to Piantarella Beach, and you have to cross some water, and then you need to walk more to get to either the small or the big beach, and it's kind of like rocky, gravelly in some places. So bringing sandals is ideal. That can get wet, and not like tennis shoes that would take a while to dry. It was really cloudy in Bonifacio this morning, so we decided to go drive and look to try and find somewhere a little bit sunnier. We drove about 30 minutes, didn't find any sun, so ended up turning around. It was a pretty drive, but just kind of needed to wait out the cloudiness. Around 12, it got really sunny and the sky cleared, so we were at the beach this afternoon. We wanted to do the boat tour potentially in Bonifacio, but they were only doing one route, and we were thinking about doing a different route, and they said the water was really choppy because of the wind, and I get a little seasick, so didn't want to have it not be enjoyable because of the waves. We will check back in Bonifacio though later this afternoon, maybe do the boat tour, maybe check out the Calanque. We will just have to see. It turns out that the sea is too rough today for boat tours, and they said it's also going to be too rough tomorrow, so we are unfortunately not going to get to do that. So instead, we did get lunch, kind of like a late lunch, early dinner. It's just place I think was just called Panini, and it was good, it was cheap, it was quick, so it worked. Not like the best food in the world, but it did the job. We both ate for like 23 euros too, so can't complain too much. After we ate, we were gonna go check out the Calanque nearby, but ended up going to a different beach. I am forgetting the name of the beach, so I'm gonna put the name in below, you'll see it. And it was really cool. Very much more like wild. There was so much wind, it was very windy. We could see all these kite surfers, but just like the landscape, all the rocks and everything were super cool. It was a fun place to go for sunset and wrap up our day. Hopefully you can still hear me because it is super windy again. Anyway, we are back in Bonifacio and we are going to go check out the old town at night and get some ice cream to wrap up our third night, second day here. Tomorrow in the morning we head off back to Bastia because we have to take the ferry early in the morning on Saturday. We're gonna stop at a couple more beaches, so hang around for those. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.